Something unexplained is happening in the skies above the United States. Even the U.S. Navy isn't certain what is going on. The Navy did just confirm that it is drafting new guidelines for personnel to report encounters with, quote, unidentified aircraft. The goal is to destigmatize the sightings of advanced, very high-speed aircraft that have been seen quite frequently approaching Navy ships and facilities without explanation. The Navy issued a statement that said, in part, this, quote, there have been a number of reports of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft entering various military control ranges and designated airspace in recent years. For safety and security concerns, the Navy and the U.S. Air Force take these reports very seriously and investigate each and every report. As part of this effort, the Navy is updating and formalizing the process by which reports of any such suspected incursions can be made to the cognizant authorities, unquote. Chris Mellon is a former Pentagon intelligence official. He's closely involved in the History Channel's upcoming 6-part series, Unidentified, Inside America's UFO Investigation. He joins us tonight. Chris, thanks very much for coming on. So we've gone in a pretty short period of time from the U.S. military not really acknowledging that there is such a thing to them acknowledging that these sightings are so frequent they need a formal process for reporting them. What's changed?
Yes, thank you, Tucker. It's an extraordinary turnaround, and it's really the result of an interaction between Congress and the Navy. And the fact that this has gotten on Congress's radar began some discussions which elevated an issue that before this time had been smothered and kept at low levels of the bureaucracy. So now you have more senior policymaking officials hearing in some cases firsthand from the aviators involved and other personnel. They're learning the reality of the issue, and they're asking some direct and sometimes tough questions. And so this has elevated this entire issue within the department, and kudos to both for engaging really listening to our men and women in uniform who've been squelched in the past, who've really been treated with disdain sometimes for reporting what's happening.
Well, I mean, and pilots, of course, are trained to discern between aircraft and weather balloons. So, like, if there's one group you should listen to, it's pilots. How often are these sightings reported? Do we know?
We don't know. We believe that probably 8 or 9 times out of 10, they are not reported when there's an encounter. We know from numerous debriefings and interviews that individuals in squadrons, when they bring a story forward, they're the only individual in their squadron usually who's willing to do so or have that discussion. We see the same thing among commercial airline pilots. It's not career enhancing, to say the least. We know these individuals are often ridiculed, and were in the past, which is partly why this is such an important development. They're saying it's a legitimate issue now. You can talk about it.
So, but what do they think? I mean, I was just reading this morning, some of these sightings, again, by military pilots who know the difference, estimate that these are objects moving at 15,000 miles per hour, for example. I mean, that's so much faster than any object, human-made object, has ever traveled that we're aware of. So what do they think that is? What's the going theory on this?
Yeah, this is tough terrain. There are 3 hypotheses that people have put forward, and none of them are very comfortable. One is that one of our adversaries has leapfrogged us technologically, China or Russia. Putin has been making some extraordinary claims about Russian technology. Another theory is that these are some test aircraft of the U.S. I think we can discard that now with the Navy itself acknowledging these are not American. And the third popular theory, of course, is that these may be from some civilization elsewhere beyond our solar system. And none of these theories are very comfortable to contemplate, but we have to look at facts and derive theories from facts, not start with theories and disrule or rule out facts.
I mean, I hope this will get us a lot closer to doing this. Just very quickly, are the results of these surveys going to be made public at any point?
To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, my colleagues and I, we have drafted some proposed legislation for Congress to consider. It would simply ask for a report on this. It wouldn't cost any money. Right now,
let's demand one, shall we?
One of the problems is
Really quick.
One of the problems is nobody's in charge, and these organizations don't share information, so the information isn't pooled